Alright guys, just went and looked at the stump, make sure there wasn't nothing in our way, we can still get to it. I'd already seen it before because this is a repeat customer, but I just wanted to look at it again to make sure, you know. So we're gonna get this thing unloaded and get to it. Oh. So I really enjoy pulling this trailer versus my big dump trailer for this stump grinder. It is perfect, and it's not too big, it's not too small. I can put a bunch of stuff on here. I really like it. So alright guys, we got this one taken care of. Got it gone, got it raked out. Had it smoothed up pretty good, but some dogs digging in it. Ain't no problem. Ain't got no stump there, so it's looking pretty good. Another satisfied customer. So we're gonna get on down the road. We got the stump grinder already loaded up, and we're gonna go see if we caught any more beavers. Let's get it. All right, guys, we are back. Ooh, we are back at the Beaver project. So awesome thing is, we were gonna pull out today, but I talked with the property owner, and they are very excited about the results that we've had, that they've asked us to stay on a little bit longer, see how many more beavers we can catch out of here. We know there's a ton more, so we're gonna give it our best shot. Me and the critter getter are out here right now. We're gonna get our waders on, and we're gonna head back here. I have yet to be able to reset on that creek. Every time I've come, I've had beavers that I've had to catch and reset the traps and all that good stuff. So I have yet to really trap that creek yet. The first time that we were here, we put all of our traps out, and we had a major rain that night, and me not thinking, I wasn't thinking about the water levels on the creek, and our traps got washed out. So the creek hasn't even been able to be hunted yet, trapped yet, pretty much. So disappointed about that, but now we've got an extension, and we're gonna hopefully make it happen now. Another cool thing about this property is I've been talking to some people, and I'd mentioned in the very first video that this was the first place I ever seen a beaver in my childhood. I'm 33 years old, and I seen beavers when I was a kid, seen the huts from the highway. You can hear the highway behind me. So this was the first place I was ever exposed really to a beaver, even if it was from a distance. But I always looked out here whenever we would go by just to see if I could see that hut or see a beaver. But I've found out from other people that have been in the community a lot longer than I have, said that this swamp, not this body of water, this is the pond, but the swamp behind it has actually been here since before this highway was put in. So that is a long time. We're talking 60 plus years. So we're trapping some old generations of beavers here, and that's why they've been so big. They've been pretty big. So I'm gonna get my waders on, and we're gonna see what we can find. And hopefully we don't find no snakes, because it is warm today, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna be out and about. But we're gonna be careful, and we're gonna have a good time. Looks promising. Let's get it. All right, we're walking out here. I just realized that I got my new Trax Plus hat on coming out here, fooling with these beavers. And don't want to get my hat dirty, but man, shout out to Trax Plus. You get all your equipment needs. That's actually where I bought my stump grinder. Got it from the guys over in Mississippi, Hickory, Mississippi, I think. So shout out Trax Plus. If I had remembered that I had it on, I would have taken it off before I come out here. But too late now. All right, something I want to show y'all real quick. I got my glasses on so I can see pretty good in this water now. Don't know if y'all can see it. No, you can't see it that well. But there's a channel right here. Now y'all can see that indentation. And that is a bank den. That is where beavers are going up under the bank. You see how they got the bank caving in right here? That's where they're digging up under the bank. And one of their dens is in the bank right there. So, there's your little lesson. Got that hole right there. Generally with beavers, there's gonna be multiple entrances and exits for their dens. And something else I want to tell y'all. I've bought a lot of trapping stuff since I've gotten started, but one of the most useful things has been this rake right here. And I bought this rake so I could break down beaver dams, right? If I was trapping on a place that had a beaver dam and I needed to get some water flowing. And I haven't had that situation yet. But what I have used it for is to see how deep the water is. You know, because some of this water is pretty dark and you can't see. I've used it to find traps. So if you're starting out and you need some ideas of what you're gonna need starting out, some type of long rake, I'll be your friend. Will be your friend. And we just want to walk back here and check our sets, and I'm just looking in the water, see if I can spot any more bank dams. There's a few up here, but I'm not trapping them yet. We're gonna try and catch as many big ones as we can before we start trapping the dens, because we don't want them to get smart. So there's a big trench right there. Let me look at my phone and see if y'all can see that. Man, I hate y'all can't see that, but it is really dark right through there. It gets really deep. You can see it a little bit right there. And there's an indentation. That is a well-used bank dam. Whew. I'm already tired walking back here. We're coming up on my first set, so I'm just gonna keep y'all with me until I get back here. Another bank den, another bank den. All right, coming up on our sets. Okay, that one is clear. That's where we caught the first one at, was in that body grip down there. Okay, Let's check this one over here. We've caught one over here before. Taking a look. It's good. You can see it in the water right there. So, that's good. Good, good, good. Now we're gonna go over to our other sets and see what we got. The first day that we've come over here, we haven't caught nothing on the pond side. But I'm gonna turn y'all off, and if I catch anything, I'll bring y'all back. All right, guys, this is why our customer is asking us to stay, because we're getting results. Look at these big ones right here now. These are probably the biggest ones I've caught to date. And you want to find out how out of shape you are? You start dragging a 60+ pound beaver from way over there through all of that. That ain't no, I mean, you can't even ride that bank. I mean, there's trees down everywhere. So you try dragging one of these things, carrying one of these things. Oh, buddy, that is something else. Show you a size comparison. That's a good sized beaver. I mean, that's 50 pounds. But look at that. Look at that. That is a massive beaver right there. Let me put it next to my waders. And I mean, these are waders, so these are big. Let's see the size of that thing. That is a big old beaver. But that is 5 total off of this pond, coming between the pond and the swamp back here. I've caught, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I doubled up on one, but I've caught them on both sides of that bank right there. And I haven't even put traps on this end. They got a channel going in back here in this back corner. And I may end up putting some traps back there today because we have a lot of rain coming in this weekend. So if I went and I reset those traps that are on the creek, they're just gonna get washed out again before I can get up here to check them. And I don't want that. All right, something I wanted to point out to y'all. And just a word of advice that I'm already learning, but do not get in a rush. Once you get in a rush, fooling with these traps, you're gonna get yourself hurt, and you're gonna forget important stuff like the safeties on your traps. So that safeties are on both sides of that trap. So if a beaver comes through here, which it doesn't look like anything fresh has come through here since yesterday, if a beaver had come through there, I wouldn't have caught him because my trap ain't even set. But I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna take the safeties off, and then we're gonna move back to the creek because I didn't catch nothing on the pond today, which is fine since I've already caught 5 off the pond. We're gonna move back to the creek. There's still more in this pond and in this swamp though, but we're gonna get this reset. The first creek beaver was right here. I reset the trap, and yesterday when I come to check it out, it was gone. The only thing that was left was a piece of rebar, and it was laying right there. That was my stake. It pulled my stake up out of the ground. So it held the first beaver that it caught, but didn't hold the second one. And pretty aggravated because some things are kind of expensive. But lesson learned. Again, don't get in a rush. Make sure that you're staking your traps down properly. But I am hoping to find that beaver up here somewhere because that's a big trap. So we're gonna be looking on the banks. We got plenty of time today. We're just gonna spend some extra time, go slow, and see if we can find that beaver up on this bank somewhere. All right, there's one trap. And that's the one that got washed up in the flood. Or, well, I guess you can call it a flood. You can see where it washed over the top right there. So I'm gonna get it and probably take it back to the pond, and there's 2 more up here that I'm gonna get. But never did find my my missing one. Didn't even see no sign of it really. I thought I did. I thought I saw where he had dragged it, but it just disappeared. So I'm not sure. But still plenty of sign, plenty of tracks. Got otter tracks, bobcat tracks, beaver tracks. And that stick right there, so you can see it. That wasn't there last night when I was here. So they are actively trying to dam this up. So as soon as I can get some good weather, we're gonna put most of our traps back here. We've had a lot of traps on the dam. We've had really good success on the dam, or the pond, but this is where a lot of action is, and this is what we really need to be paying attention to, because you can see how easy it would be to flood this whole area. They used to have this flooded. I mentioned that in my other video. That up there is an old dam that they made that flooded this place. Back there is a dam that they made that flooded this area, and the property owner came in with excavators, I believe he told me, and dug them out. But beavers are still here, and beavers are just going to do what beavers do. So we got to get some good weather and get in here and put some traps. I'm gonna walk up here and see if I can get my other ones. So they've been in here since I was here last. Let's see where they've been dragging branches, doing what beavers do. And wasn't nothing I can do about it because my trap had gotten messed up to begin with. So they have literally just been dragging it by my trap. I couldn't get it reset the other day because I ran out of daylight. But this is a trap I got to pick up, and then I got one over there. And I really wish I could reset, but I'm not going to be able to come back over here for several days. So I'm not going to just leave them over here. But I would definitely catch something, but I don't want to just leave them over here. All right, so we're going to gather everything up off the creek, I guess, is the only thing that we can do. And move over to the pond and hopefully catch some stuff on the pond. So it didn't dawn on me before, and I've walked back here several times now, but this is them actively damming up the creek right now. All this buildup and mud and sticks that you see, all this is packed up. That's them. That's the beavers damming it up. And right up there is knee deep. Just that quick. So I don't know how long it's going to take them to stop that. But I mean, once they stop that little bit right there, all that property, and there's homes back here, back next to a pond back here, all that will flood. So it's definitely a priority. But like I said, there's a lot of rain coming. So maybe the rain will hinder them. I'm not sure. It does hinder me though. So we're gonna look at the weather and just see what happens. There's a lot of sign, guys. A lot of sign on this creek. But weather and time restraints, can't do nothing about that. Can't do nothing about it. All right, we're gonna gather up our traps and head back to the truck. All right, guys, since I ain't gonna be able to reset the traps, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna try and pull some of this apart, their dam apart right here. I'm getting paid to get rid of the beavers, but while I'm back here, this is just good customer service right here. I mean, you look out for your customers, and that's how you get repeat business. So I'm gonna go ahead and, because I got plenty of time on my hands today, I want to spend a little bit and just tear some of this down. And they're going to come back in here and rebuild it. But at least I'm getting ahead a little bit. At least that's what I'm telling myself. And then that rain that we got coming, starting tomorrow, it's going to wash a bunch of stuff away. So we're just going to have to see what the playing field looks like next week. Because even after the rain, it's supposed to rain for 2 days straight. So it rained one night here the other night, and y'all saw how high the water was, and it washed away my traps. So 2 straight days or 3 straight days of rain, I ain't gonna be able to do nothing with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing and just use my little handy dandy rake here to break up their dam right here. All right, I got 2 spots going right there. I'm gonna get them open a little bit more in a second. I'm gonna see if I can get this running, and since this is barely flowing right here, when I come back, I'll be able to know exactly how much they've put back. But I want to get this flowing real quick. All right, you can already see how much the water levels went down back here from us. Back there's the deep part, and that's the old dam, and this is the extension of the new dam that they're trying to build. And that right there was gushing pretty good when I opened it up. You see it slowed down. You see the water falling back off the bank. And we got a good spot right there that we've worked on. We got a good spot right here that we've worked on. So that right there was not covered. That little sandbar, water's coming above that. Water's going back in that little inlet right there. So we gave them a job to do. I don't know how quick they'll be able to get it back. Probably pretty quick, because there's a bunch of beavers back here. But it's gonna be a few days before I get back over here. So we'll be able to see if they've done anything. But I'm gonna get all my stuff, head back to the truck. We're up to 5 now. 6 if you count the one that took my trap. But we don't really know if that was a beaver. That could have been an otter or something, or nutria. It was like it's just another big rodent that Alabama has. Could have been one of those. We don't know that it was an otter, but we know for certain we have 5 beavers out of here now, and there's still plenty more. I mean, there's just sign all over the place since last night, and we've only got 1 off of this creek. Just 1. The rest of them have been off the swamp. So I reckon we're going to wrap it up right there, guys. I may work on this a little bit more, but y'all don't have to see that. But with that being said, y'all be good. All right, guys. I looked at the weather again, and the rain's going to come in a little bit tomorrow night and a little bit on Saturday, and I'm available Saturday, but the big downpour is going to be Saturday evening and Sunday. So what I'm going to do is I'm on one of the corners of this pond. All the beavers I've caught so far, I've caught 2 on this side and 2 kind of in that corner, going back and forth on that side. Well, here is a big channel, and of course you're not going to be able to see it, but it gets real dark right there, and it's about, goodness, that's probably almost knee deep right there. I mean, we're not that far off the bank, but it's just a channel that they've dug out where they're going back here. And this is one of the banks, and we haven't trapped this bank at all. And there's crossings. There's one good crossing where they're coming up. Several bank dens. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and put a 330 right there. I'm gonna put a 330 right here in this channel. See if I can catch something. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. And I'll show y'all what it looks like in the end. All right, guys, this is it. Y'all would not believe how deep it is right there. Boom, that's over my knee right there in that one spot. So they're using this a lot, and I muddied it up so you're not gonna be able to see too good. You can see my stake right there. That's one of my stakes, and then I got it tied off. Cable's back here somewhere, but I've got that body trap sitting right there, right in the middle. I mean, they can go around, but that's not where the channel's at. And you can see where all the mud is staying that I circulated, stirred up. So if they follow their path, they're gonna go right through there. So, oh, man. So these 330s, I'm gonna try and put some more blockers here. But these 330s, they're really cool, very effective. Caught my first beaver with a 330. But something that was pointed out to me is that nothing in nature is square, right? These traps are square, and these are the traps that educate beavers. And once beavers are educated on the traps, they can become a lot harder to trap. Luckily, I have found snares on that bank over there where somebody trapped this. Must have been decades ago because they were really old. So luckily these beavers haven't been trapped anytime recently, I don't think. Again, I need to ask the property owner just to confirm. But it doesn't seem they've been too trap shy yet. But I've only missed one, and he took my trap. So he's getting very acquainted with that trap. So I'm trying to let the mud settle down so I can kind of see what I'm doing. This is one of those times, guys, where you do not want to get in a rush. If you mess around and you start putting your hand down here trying to feel stuff, you're gonna break your arm in that trap. And that's not an exaggeration, you're gonna break your arm. So I'm just gonna let the water settle down, and then once I see where my trap's at, I'm gonna put some more guides in here to try and keep that beaver right there in that channel. So you see where they're coming up here and they're getting mud and they're getting grass and stuff. All these clippings right here. See where they got this kind of flattened out up here. And ain't no telling what's in that. I mean, that's that clear cut up there, and this is where they've pushed all the trees down here. So ain't no telling what's in that. They're going over there for a reason, you know. I mean, that's where that channel connects back there, is coming through here. So, I mean, there may be dens back in there, who knows. Wanted to show y'all this crossing up here. So this ground right here is wet. So they've used this sometime last night, and that's where they're coming up at right there. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put I mean, you see where they're clawing. That actually, let me see, let me put my glasses on. Can't see the bottom of that right now. So that may be a den going up under it. Let me see. Okay, so that's not a den. That's just where they're coming up at. So I couldn't see too well. But that's where they're coming up at. You see where they're clawing. They tried to put a little castor mound up here. There's a castor mound that they put up here. So they sliding around up here on this side too. And I'm debating walking back to my truck, putting a 750 right there. Might as well, guys. Might as well. I don't know if let me get the camera turned around. I got my hands full. I don't know if you can over trap beavers. I don't know if you can put too many traps in one spot. I don't know. That's where they're coming up right there. Coming up right there. So they come over here on this side too for a reason. I mean, you got little pathways through here. So my truck's right there. I'm gonna go. Might as well go ahead and go grab one while I'm here, just to see. Might as well. And I'll let y'all see that when I get done. All right, lesson learned on that trap that I lost. This is the kind of trap that I lost that the beaver has with him right now, somewhere. I will not lose this one. The last one I had, I just drove a stake down through there. And it held for one beaver. One beaver it held, but apparently there was a bigger one that came along and it pulled my stake up, took my trap. But with this, I'm going to take this down to the spot. There was plenty of trees, and I'm going to wrap this around a tree. I have a quick disconnect right here. I'm gonna open that up once I get down there. I wanna set the trap once I get down there. Do not walk with a, how do I say it? A loaded trap. We'll just call it a loaded trap. Do not walk with a loaded trap that is ready and set. Carry the trap. Then there's no way this can hurt you because it is unloaded. I don't know what the correct term is. It's not set. So there ain't no way it can hurt you. Carry it like that. My advice to you. All right, let's go put this down. I got my setters, traps, cable. We should be good to go. We're losing the light. But we still got plenty of time. Ain't got far to walk. So now the total count will be 6 traps on this pond. We'll see. We got two 330s, 4 650s. Where am I going? 4 650s. 2, 4. Yep. So maybe that's not too much. I don't know. Something I'm gonna ask though when I get out of here. All right, I'll show y'all what it looks like when I'm done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a final count right here. Got the little channel back there. It's connected to this. Got a little channel going right through there. It's got a 330 in it. You got a bank, a trap, a 750-foot trap on both sides of this bank. Straight across, we have a 750 on this side, foot trap, and then a body trap on the other side. And then right here where they have all the sign coming up, I put another 750-foot trap right there. There's the pan, and I've got it anchored down here on this tree right here. And since I lost that other one, I'm kind of paranoid, but I got a cable going up to this tree, and unless they choose that tree, which theoretically they could because they're beavers, unless they chew through that, they're going to be there. Now I'm paranoid that they're going to chew through the tree. I don't think they will. Don't think they will. All right. Got my setters. Calling it a day. We took our traps off the creek because of all the rain that we have coming. All the water's going to rise anyway. All the water's going to rise anyway, so that's not going to do us any good there. And so I just went ahead and pulled the ones on the creek, and we put more over here on the pond. Lots of sign just on this pond, guys. Lots of sign. Looks like a little spot where they're trying to go into the bank. But I'm not gonna lie, the first 5 days, even 3 days, another spot where they're coming up. First 3 days of no rain, and my schedule allows it, I'm putting back on that creek. So that creek, man, that's where it's at. You can see where they're coming up in that grass. You can see where, I mean, beavers have chewed all this stuff. They've chewed all this. So they're coming up in the grass, and they're getting the clippings and everything. That looks like a den right there. Really, there's no telling how many beavers are over here. But I think this is for the 3rd time. The 3rd and final time I'm gonna tell y'all. Y'all be good.